On October 10, 2025, the melodies that once soared across arenas fell into a poignant silence. The world bidding farewell to John Lodge, the Moody Blues' irreplaceable bassist, singer, and songwriter, who departed this life suddenly and unexpectedly at the age of 82. His passing is gentle as the fade of a final chord. Just this afternoon, as fans tuned in for updates on his solo tour, the news landed like an unresolved harmony. John, the Midlands lad whose bass lines anchored cosmic journeys for generations, slipped away peacefully surrounded by his loved ones, the air alive with the harmonious twang of the Everly Brothers and Buddy Holly's rock and roll spirit. Born John Charles Lodge on July 20, 1943, in the smoky embrace of Erdington, Birmingham, this unassuming engineer-turned-enchanter co-wove the symphonic tapestries of progressive rock, his pen birthing anthems like Ride My Seesaw and I'm Just a Singer in a rock and roll band that carried over 70 million souls to starry realms. Today, as Justin Hayward's tribute echoes with tear-streaked gratitude and fans worldwide queue up Nights in White Satin in remembrance, we navigate the emotional currents of John's extraordinary voyage. His cause of death, the family that was his eternal refrain, the net worth amassed from timeless notes, the humble lifestyle of a man who prized faith over flash, and the biography of a songwriter whose lyrics whispered that in life's grand orchestra, love conducts the deepest truths. This isn't a mere recounting. It's a tender requiem for John, a call to let his music mend the quiet fractures in our own hearts. From the terraced homes of post-war Birmingham, where the clang of factories mingled with the first stirrings of rock and roll on crackling radios, John's foundation was forged in the simple, steadfast love of a working-class family that taught him melody could mend the world's weariness. His parents, his father a diligent factory hand whose calloused hands symbolized quiet endurance, his mother the warm hearth whose hummed folk lullabies sparked his lifelong romance with rhythm, nurtured a home alive with modest magic. Sunday roasts fragrant with Yorkshire pudding, evenings huddled around the wireless absorbing Buddy Holly's twang and Jerry Lee Lewis's fire, siblings sharing scraped-knee adventures on Erdington's cobbled lanes. John's sisters, with their playful teasing and shared secrets over shared bedrooms, wove the early threads of his relational symphony. Family gatherings, a chorus of uncles' tall tales and aunts' laughter that echoed like impromptu jam sessions. These roots ran deep, grounding him through fame's tempests. Even as spotlights beckoned, he'd return to Birmingham for heartfelt hugs, his mother's embrace a reminder that true harmony beats in blood and belonging. This bedrock blossomed into his own sacred circle on September 10, 1968, when he wed Kirsten, the poised partner whose steady grace became his lifelong duet, 57 years of handwritten tour notes tucked into guitar cases, her herbal tea's soothing post-show rasps, their bond a quiet vow against rock's relentless road. Kirsten, with her artist's eye and unyielding faith, was John's compass, co-parenting two beacons of light. Daughter Emily, born in the early 70s, a creative whirlwind who inherited his poetic soul, managing his solo endeavors with a tenderness that turned logistical chaos into seamless serenades. Her spirit immortalized in the tender Emily's Song from 1971's Every Good Boy Deserves Favor. Then came son Kristian, the mirror of young John, whose guitar prowess laced family tracks like the lockdown born in these crazy times. Their impromptu home jams a joyful rebellion against isolation. Emily's world intertwined further with music's weave in 2019, when she began romancing John Davison of Yes, pulling John's orbit closer in collaborative bliss. Davison's guest harmonies on tours a serendipitous bridge, family dinners now spiced with prog rock kinship. Kristian, ever the humble echo, carved his path in the band's supportive shadow, his riffs a subtle thunder. Grandchildren arrived as encores, little John Henry, whose football dreams under Birmingham city banners drew John's beaming pride, clambering onto his lap for tales of starry nights, their giggles the purest applause. John's evangelical Christian faith, embraced in the 70s, deepened this haven, Bible studies by fireside with Kirsten, mission outreaches where he'd strum hymns for the forsaken, instilling in Emily and Kristian that rhythm's true power lies in service, not stardom. Through lineup heartaches, Ray Thomas's 2024 fade, Graham Edge's earlier silence, the lodges held resonant. Hyannis Port holidays mingling Midland's warmth with Kennedy lore, Cornish cliffside Christmases where waves crashed like drum fills. Now, with Kirsten's hand lingering on his empty chair, Emily's projects hushed in homage, Kristian's strings stilled in sorrow, and John Henry's games shadowed by grandfatherly absence, John's family carries the cadence forward, their grief a shared stanza reminding us. In the score of existence, love's bass note endures, low and luminous, binding us beyond the silence. John's Odyssey is a luminous ledger of reinvention, a Birmingham engineer's blueprint for boundless beauty, charting from garage grit to galactic grace in the Moody Blues alchemical forge. Envision 1963, a 20-year-old John, fresh from Birmingham College of Advanced Technology's drafting tables. Dreams of sleek car designs yielding to rock's raw allure, teaming with Ray Thomas in El Riot and the Rebels, their Tilbury Club gigs soaking in Merseybeat's fire and the Beatles' edge. A hiatus for studies honored family duty, but 1960 SIX's Siren Call proved irresistible. Clint Warwick's exit from the Moody Blues summoned John as bassist vocalist, reuniting him with Ray just as Justin Hayward slotted in on guitar. Their alchemy instant, a pivot from R&B's Go Now soul to prog's psychedelic dawn. 1967's Days of Future Past, rock's inaugural concept album, crowned the shift. John's bass thrummed beneath Mike Pinder's Mellotron swells and the London Festival Orchestra's cascades, birthing Nights in White Satin as an eternal elegy. His quill quickened. 1968's In Search of the Lost Chord gifted Ride My Seesaw, a rollicking rocker that charted number 10 UK. Peak Hour captured urban frenzy, his vocals a clarion amid experimentation's haze. The 70s exalted him, 1969's On the Threshold of a Dream and To Our Children's Children probed cosmic queries. John's Evening Time to Get Away, a twilight reverie. 1970's A Question of Balance unleashed I'm Just a Singer in a rock and roll band, a self-mocking anthem hitting number 16 US, earning ASCAP Gold. 1971's Every Good Boy Deserves Favor wove Isn't Life Strange, another award winner, its introspective ache bearing his soul. Seventh Sojourn in 1972 sealed the septet, New Horizons, a vow of voyage, Lost in the Beginning, a philosophical drift, before hiatus beckoned, John diving solo with 1977's Natural Avenue, Say You Love Me, a soft chart whisper. Reunions reignited, 1978's Octave pulsed with Step In a Slide Zone. The 80s birthed Long Distance Voyagers US number 1, John's Talking Out of Turn, a velvet plea. Co-scribes with Hayward bloomed, Gemini Dream, a 1981 hit, Survival, a defiant pulse. The 90s and 2000s sustained, Keys of the Kingdom in 1991, Strange Times in 2003 with John's titular reflection. Accolades accrued, Rock Hall 2018, Ivor Novello 1985, Bass Players Top 10, his low end the band's gravitational grace. Late sparks flared. 2015's 10,000 Light Years Ago reunited voices with Ray and Pinder, touring to Rapture. 2017's live Birmingham homage, 2021's Royal Affair with Yes and Asia, 2023's Days of Future Past reimagining, 2025's Love Conquers All EP, a Valentine of Hope. John's arc, etched in 70 million albums, bridged Beatlemania to streams, a testament. From slide rules to symphonies, one man's strings could string stars. Away from arena thunder and encore glow, John's days danced a deliberate waltz. Rhodes romance tempered by hearth's hush, a Midland's modesty cloaked in creative calm that shunned rock sirens for soul's sanctuary. Faith was his fixed star, that 70s evangelical pivot, a shield against excesses. No trash suites or tabloid tempests, just verses etched in set lists, mission jams with youth choirs where bass bridged the broken. Tours were elixir, 68 US breakthroughs to 2020 pre-pandemic sales. But pauses pulsed profound. Licky Hill's Dawn sketching lyrics by Pond's Edge, Kirsten's yoga flows sinking breath to bass. Family feasts reigned. Emily's salads rivaling Kristian's grills, John Henry's football drills under John's watchful whistle. Their joy a counterpoint to Spotlight's strain. Post-90s heart whisper. Wellness wove in, organic harvests from herb gardens. Cornish retreats where cliffs crashed like Edge's drums. Kirsten's hand tracing 57 years' path. Philanthropy flowed fluid. Music trusts seeded by royalties. 2011's Moody Bluegrass 2 funneling Nashville aid. His Send Me No Wine, a Velvet Vow. Evenings eased elegantly. Hayward co-writes over claret. Holly vinyl spins evoking boyhood. Stargazes humming The Voice. His Surrey Haven hummed harmony. Home studio walls gold discs beside crayon scores. Holidays blending Hyannis lore with Midlands mirth. Losses leaned into legacy. Pinder's 2024 Hush. Edge's 2022 Fade. Mentoring young pluckers in masterclasses. Humility his hook. John's rhythm was Reclamation's refrain. Purpose in pauses. Savoring soul's symphony. Whispering. True tempo thrives in notes unspoken. John's fortunes flowed like perennial streams. $18 million at Journey's End. A ballad of bounty from evergreen echoes outlasting fads. Moody vaults overflowed. 70 million albums since 67's dawn. Night's radio reverbs a royalty river. Your wildest dreams, 80s revival riches. Tours tallied treasures. 70s Coliseums to 2018 Rock Hall radiance. Millions grossed yearly. Solos like 2017's Circuit added Arias. ASCAP strikes for Isn't Life Strange and Gemini Dream unlocked legacies. Hayward co-pens a lattice of lucre. Wisely woven. Publishing stakes, Surrey Sanctum, trusts Tilling Emily and Kristian's Fields. Charity carved generously, faith funds, youth orchestras, unflashy as his stage crisp. Shirts over sequins. At 82, that some cushioned kin freedoms and final flourishes. Affirming. Wealth whispers when wielded for worlds woven with wonder. Yet as the score softens to silence, we linger on the lingering ache. John's cause of death. A sudden, unexpected hush at 82 that stole mid-movement, his family veiling details in grace. Peacefully slipped away surrounded by loved ones and the sounds of the Everly Brothers and Buddy Holly. Perhaps time's tender toll on a frame that ferried cosmic cargoes, or heart's quiet cadence after string's ceaseless song. Mid-tour irony stung. A man of horizons halted. Arenas dimmed. Hayward's words a bass benediction. Our brother's light dims, songs shine eternal. Outliving peers, Pinder 2024, Edge 2022. Faith fortified his finale, Kirsten's vigil vow kept. The breach yearns. No encores, no wry grins from low lines, just Emily's notes paused. Kristian's riffs resolute, John Henry's games grandfatherless. This fade invites embrace. Cherish choruses calling, hold harmonies before hush claims. John Lodge's life lingers luminous. From Erdington echoes to eternal encores. Family his flawless finale. Lifestyle love's largesse. Net worth notes nod. At 82, sudden silence scribes an elegy of endurance. Bass binding us, songs soothing still.
Kirsten, Emily, Kristian, John Henry.
They bridge the bars now. Sorrow our symphony, summoning song in spirit. John's thunder thrums in night's drops, fans' fireside recalls. A legacy laughing loss, murmuring. Music's measure never mends. If John's harmonies have healed a hidden hollow in you today, as they've mended mine through decades, please subscribe for Odyssey's honoring hearts that harmonize, and like to let his light linger longer. Thank you for this resonant reprise. Cue a moody melody, clasp a cherished hand, and let faith's faint echo guide the grace.